Colin Cowherd just delivered the most devastating takedown of LeBron James's GOAT aspirations on live television. The FS1 host didn't hold back, dismantling every argument LeBron fans throw around. This wasn't just sports commentary. This was a public execution of the King's legacy. Cowherd addressed reports from John Hollinger about LeBron's potential move to Dallas. The Lakers star could have joined Kyrie Irving, Cooper Rush, and Anthony Davis on the Mavericks. Instead, he opted into his $52 million Lakers deal. Cowherd said this on The Herd: LeBron wasn't willing to leave $52 million on the table for a mid-level exception. LeBron's a billionaire, and my take is, with LeBron, is that it's not about winning anymore. I think Michael Jordan's still in his head. He knows in the basketball community he's never going to catch MJ.
LeBron wasn't willing, and this is what killed it. According to John Hollinger, he wasn't willing to leave $52 million on the table for a mid-level exemption. So now think about that. LeBron's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. And my take is with LeBron, Rich Paul told us it was all about winning. It's not anymore. I think Michael Jordan's still in his head. He knows in the basketball community, with basketball fans, he's never going to catch MJ.
That $52 million decision exposed everything. LeBron chose money over his final championship opportunity. The same player who once declared, "My motivation is this ghost I'm chasing. The ghost played in Chicago." Back in 2016, now prioritizes financial security over legacy. Cowherd's analysis cut deeper than any basketball criticism we've heard. He identified 3 areas where Michael Jordan remains completely untouchable. These pillars destroy any argument for LeBron's GOAT status. The Air Jordan empire represents the most powerful marketing campaign in sports history. Jordan still outsells LeBron in shoe sales despite retiring decades ago. The Jumpman logo transcends basketball. Jordan owns the basketball symbol.
We're going to catch MJ. MJ is 6 for 6. MJ is more memorable. MJ's got the logo, the brand, and sells more shoes. He's more romanticized.
The numbers prove this dominance. Jordan's net worth reaches $3.5 billion, while LeBron sits at $1 billion. Jordan's influence extends beyond basketball into other sports. Derek Jeter, one of baseball's greatest players, wore Jordan's logo during his prime. Cowherd emphasized this point. Just to give you the influence of Michael Jordan, he got Derek Jeter in his prime to wear his logo. Jeter ranks among MLB's all-time greats. His partnership with Jordan Brand demonstrated crossover appeal that LeBron has never achieved. Jordan became the longest-tenured athlete with the company alongside Jeter. LeBron's billion-dollar status sounds impressive until you compare it to Jordan's empire. The Chicago legend built a business machine that generates wealth 3 times faster than LeBron's ventures. This gap continues expanding every year. Cowherd's most brutal assessment focused on emotional impact. Here's the difference. MJ makes you feel something, LeBron doesn't. You want to make you feel something about a product, and Michael makes you feel that. Michael's richer, more memorable, bigger brand. And he makes you feel something, and LeBron doesn't.
$3.5 billion. LeBron, even with the massive money he's paid, is $1 billion. That's why he wants to own a basketball team. I think he's chasing Michael. And here's the difference. Michael Jordan makes you feel something, and LeBron doesn't. MJ, and I mean, high-level salespeople will tell you, you want to trigger emotion in advertisers and consumers. You want to make people feel something about a product. Michael has that. You wear his shoes, you feel cool. You like being on that side of the argument. So Michael's richer, more memorable, bigger brand, and he makes you feel something. And LeBron doesn't.
Jordan created moments that live forever in basketball consciousness. Cowherd challenged viewers. There are a dozen plays to this day that you can close your eyes and think about, and you can see Michael Jordan. With LeBron, there's one. That chase down block against the Warriors. That's it.
Michael Jordan, there are a dozen plays to this day that you close your eyes and think about, and you can see Michael Jordan. Do it, unless you're driving. With LeBron, there's one. That chase down block against the Warriors. That's it. And so
The disparity reveals everything about legacy building. Jordan crafted a highlight reel of clutch performances that fans remember decades later. LeBron produced one transcendent moment in 22 seasons. That ratio destroys any GOAT argument. Cowherd used Tiger Woods as another example. Tiger Woods made you feel something. Scottie Scheffler is just great. The comparison stings because it captures LeBron's career perfectly. Technical excellence without emotional resonance. High-level salespeople understand this principle. Products that create emotional connections dominate markets. Jordan's shoes make people feel cool. LeBron's products generate sales without that deeper psychological attachment. Michael makes you feel something, and LeBron doesn't, Cowherd repeated. This emotional void explains why LeBron's statistical dominance doesn't translate into GOAT status. Numbers tell stories, but emotions create legends. LeBron's career path reveals a pattern of opportunism over loyalty. Cleveland to Miami to Cleveland to Lakers represents strategic moves for basketball advantages. Each decision prioritized winning opportunities over organizational commitment. LeBron has kind of bounced around to the best basketball opportunity every chance he gets, Cowherd observed. He's been a great basketball opportunist. Jordan never wavered in his commitment to Chicago. 6 championships with one franchise created a dynasty that LeBron's 4 titles across multiple teams cannot match. Loyalty matters in legacy conversations. Cowherd identified LeBron's only emotionally resonant moment. I argue the only time LeBron has ever made us feel something was when he went back to his hometown, when he went back to Akron and won in Cleveland. That 2016 championship represented LeBron's peak emotional achievement. One moment in 22 seasons. Jordan created multiple moments like this throughout his Bulls career. The frequency difference matters enormously. LeBron's team-switching strategy worked for collecting championships, but damaged his legacy building. Fans connect with players who build something special in one place. Jordan understood this instinctively. LeBron's statistical advantages disappear under closer examination. Jordan accomplished more in fewer seasons. Efficiency trumps longevity in GOAT debates. Championships, Jordan 6 versus LeBron 4. Finals record, Jordan 6-0 versus LeBron 4-6. MVPs, Jordan 5 versus LeBron 4. All defensive first teams, Jordan 9 versus LeBron 5. MJ is 6 for 6, Cowherd emphasized. Perfect finals execution versus 6 finals losses creates an unbridgeable gap. LeBron's 10 finals appearances include more losses than Jordan's total appearances. Jordan maximized his prime years while LeBron extended his career into statistical padding territory. Peak performance matters more than accumulated numbers in greatest ever discussions. LeBron leads in total points, assists, and longevity metrics. Jordan dominated efficiency categories and clutch performance measures. History remembers dominance over duration. Cowherd's Seinfeld versus Law and Order analogy perfectly captured the cultural difference. Jordan represents Seinfeld, short-lived but iconic, unforgettable, still a cultural landmark years later. LeBron resembles Law and Order, long-running steady presence, relevant but lacking explosive cultural moments.
He'll be competing in a crowded quarterback room, right? They've also got Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and another rookie, Dylan Gabriel, on their roster. Shador's hoping he can stand out this summer to earn the starting.
Could the Cleveland Browns be sitting on a hidden gem at quarterback? When Shedeur Sanders was drafted in the 5th round, most fans didn't blink. But now, just a few weeks into training camp, questions are swirling about whether this rookie might actually have what it takes to shake up the Browns' quarterback room. At Colorado, Shedeur was a standout. He had poise, accuracy, and leadership that won over fans and teammates. But despite his college success and his famous last name, he slid deep into the draft. Critics chalked it up to inflated expectations, a limited offensive system, or the hype machine around Coach Prime. During the draft, a prank call added embarrassment to insult, and even Donald Trump chimed in to criticize the NFL for letting Shedeur fall. So what happened? Why did he drop so far, and what has changed since then? When Shedeur arrived in Cleveland, he walked into one of the most crowded quarterback rooms in the NFL. Joe Flacco, the seasoned veteran. Kenny Pickett, the former Steelers starter. Dylan Gabriel, a rookie with a more traditional build and play style, and Shedeur, the flashy but unproven project. Most analysts didn't expect him to survive the preseason cuts. Some insiders said he was brought in more for depth and attention than for actual competition. At the start of training camp, those assumptions seemed accurate. Shedeur took most of his snaps with the third team. Reports said he was getting limited reps, and when he did, it was mostly in low-pressure drills. The coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, was clear that he was a developmental player. Even on local sports radio, analysts like Rizzo and Grossi didn't mention him as a real contender. They focused on Pickett and Gabriel as the likely future behind Flacco. But something unexpected started to happen. Despite the limited reps, Shedeur began catching the attention of former NFL players and insiders. Cecil Shorts III said on 92.3 The Fan that Sanders was already showing traits of a future starter. Cecil Shorts III was on 92.3 The Fan discussing Shedeur Sanders. All the things he's doing in the community.
I'll be honest with you. I've never seen what Shedeur Sanders is doing this early on in a player's career. Like, I've never seen that before.
Teammates praised his leadership, energy, and focus. Even though he wasn't getting first-team reps, his accuracy in red zone drills was being noticed. Coaches started calling his progress very, very encouraging. While he was still a long shot to start Week 1, whispers started building. Could Shedeur actually force the Browns to rethink their quarterback plans? Off the field, he was also making an impact. After an apartment fire in the Garden Valley neighborhood, Shedeur helped host a fun fest to support the community. He wasn't just writing checks or making token appearances. He was there, talking to families, helping kids, and representing the team in a way that made local headlines. Even at the ESPYs, where comedian Shane Gillis roasted him during a skit, Shedeur took it in stride, laughing it off and keeping the focus on the community work he was doing. The moment added to his growing reputation as a mature, grounded rookie who wasn't letting the spotlight get to him.
Shedeur Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl. Definitely not nepotism, right?
But all the good PR and leadership wouldn't matter if he couldn't back it up on the field. As camp progressed, coaches noted that Sanders was learning fast. While Dylan Gabriel was getting more early reps and Pickett was being treated as the backup to Flacco, Shedeur was quietly improving. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt praised his football IQ, saying Sanders was asking the right questions and improving on his reads. Stefanski began giving him more complex installs, slowly expanding his role. Still, the odds were stacked against him. The Browns were unlikely to carry 4 quarterbacks into the regular season. Flacco was the presumed starter. Pickett had been traded for, and the team had invested heavily in Gabriel. That left Sanders as the odd man out, unless something dramatic happened. And that's when the trade rumors started. Reports surfaced that the Browns were exploring options to bring in Kirk Cousins. If true, that would blow up the entire quarterback room. It would likely send Flacco or Pickett packing and definitely push Sanders further down the depth chart. Other reports linked Sanders to the Rams and the Colts, suggesting he could be traded if he didn't make the final roster. But through all the speculation, Shedeur stayed focused. He kept working. In closed practice sessions, insiders said he was starting to throw better than Gabriel. His timing was improving. His poise under pressure was drawing praise from defensive coaches. And even as he remained buried on the depth chart, the feeling around the team was starting to shift. Albert Breer, a respected NFL insider, said the Browns were quietly excited about Sanders. Not for Week 1, not even for this season necessarily, but as a future option, someone who could develop into a franchise quarterback with the right coaching and time. This view matched what his college supporters had always believed, that Shedeur, given the right setting and support, could grow into something special. He wasn't trying to be flashy or dominate right away. He was taking the long route, trusting the process, and betting on himself. Even Kenny Pickett, who is technically a rival in the QB room, has gone out of his way to help Sanders. Pickett has been seen mentoring him on footwork and passing mechanics. Joe Flacco has offered tips during breaks in practice. There's a mutual respect growing between these quarterbacks, and Sanders has handled the dynamic like a pro. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. The Browns could still cut him. They could trade him. A bad preseason game could ruin his momentum. A Cousins trade could change everything. And let's be honest, being a fifth-round pick with limited reps is not a formula for early success in the NFL. But every training camp has a surprise. A player who wasn't supposed to make it, but did. A name that didn't carry weight in April, but suddenly looks like a keeper in August. Shedeur Sanders is trying to be that guy. What makes his story even more fascinating is how polarizing he is to fans and media. Some still think he was overhyped in college, benefiting from his father's fame. Others believe he was a victim of unfair draft politics and scouting bias. It adds a layer of drama to every snap he takes. Every throw becomes a chance to silence doubters or confirm suspicions. That kind of pressure would break a lot of rookies, but so far, Shedeur has handled it all with composure. His work ethic is another element flying under the radar. Reports out of Berea say he's often the last to leave the practice facility. He's been seen reviewing film well into the evening, working on footwork with assistants, and trying to improve his pre-snap reads. That level of commitment might not earn headlines, but it speaks volumes to the coaches and veterans watching him grind behind the scenes. There's also growing talk that Stefanski has quietly added more RPO packages during camp sessions, potentially tailoring some schemes to suit Sanders' strengths. That might be a small sign, but it's a meaningful one. You don't adjust practice installs unless you believe a player has potential worth exploring. And as the preseason approaches, all eyes will be on Sanders. Every drive he leads, every pass he throws will be dissected by fans, scouts, and analysts. It won't just be about stats, it will be about presence, command, decision-making. If he can show poise under pressure and move the offense consistently, he could force Cleveland into a tough decision. He may not start this year, he may not even dress for games, but if he keeps progressing, keeps leading, and keeps taking every snap like it could be his last, he might just force Cleveland to make room for him. And if they don't, another team surely will. The real question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders can make it in the NFL. It's how long it will take before everyone else realizes he already has. If you found this story as surprising as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories from the NFL. Who do you think will be the Browns starting QB by mid-season? Could Shedeur be the one to shock the league? Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started. Travis Hunter is about to shatter a record that stood untouched for 67 years. The Jacksonville Jaguars rookie could become the first player since Jim Brown in 1957 to win the NFL MVP award as a rookie. NFL traditionalists are already seething, but Hunter doesn't care about their opinions. The number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft signed a 4-year, $46.65 million contract with a $30.57 million signing bonus paid up front. He became the first non-quarterback in NFL history to receive that bonus structure. Jacksonville traded up specifically to get Hunter, showing massive organizational commitment to his dual threat capabilities. Hunter dominated both sides of the ball at Colorado in 2024. He caught 96 receptions for 1,258 yards with 15 touchdowns on offense. On defense, he recorded 4 interceptions, 11 passes defensed, and allowed only a 39.9 quarterback rating when targeted. He logged over 100 snaps per game for 2 consecutive years. The expectations for Hunter appear to already be unfairly high, way above most rookies, including quarterbacks, wrote Eric Edholm. Yet, if the two-way player can pull off the NFL equivalent to his 2024 season at Colorado, he might break the paradigm of what being a league MVP looks like. Deion Sanders and Charles Woodson played on both offense and defense, but not on a regular basis like Hunter will. Hunter could become the first player in the modern era to play significant snaps on both sides of the ball consistently. Jim Brown remains the only rookie to win an MVP award in NFL history. No player has accomplished this feat in nearly 7 decades. Hunter's ability to contribute on both offense and defense gives him an advantage no other rookie has possessed. Edholm acknowledges the massive challenge ahead. It might take something like 900 receiving yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns on offense, I figure, plus 4 or more interceptions and other big plays on defense for Hunter, even to enter the MVP discussion. Adrian Peterson was the last non-quarterback to earn MVP honors in 2012. No wide receiver has